what the kundalini awakening is and why it kind of messes up a lot of people. There's a lot of misconceptions that come, particularly early in the awakening process as people start to have a kundalini awakening. A lot of the practices you might see, if you go look into like kundalini awakening practices, although a lot of the practices are really beautiful, what happens for people is when they do a kundalini activation, they enter this utter bliss state, they leave supercharged and the world's super responsive, and then they crash. Now, sometimes this can happen spontaneously. You didn't necessarily do a session, you didn't necessarily go do a practice, but you have a similar type experience that we might call a kundalini awakening. Awakening is not the same as embodiment. Discovering it is not the same as mastering it. Knowing that you can is not the same as consistently doing. It's like discovering that you can get in the driver's seat of a car and push the gas pedal and go really fast. It's not the same as the skill of driving safely and arriving at your destination, okay? You can know how to push a gas pedal and go really fast and crash and burn. In the initial few seconds of that, you'll be like, woohoo, look at me. Everything's moving. I'm going fast. But we have to learn. We have to learn how to drive the vehicle, right? There isn't an instruction manual usually. Sometimes we have a guide that can be helpful. Sometimes we're figuring it out on our own. No matter what, even if you have a guide, you're going to roll over the curb a few times. You're going to scrape up against something a couple of times until you learn the feeling of what it feels like to drive the vehicle. And ultimately, I think this is the difference between embodiment, which is the long haul journey, versus awakening, which is the glimpse. Yes, I can. And then going back into forgetting how we did that in the first place, and a series of loops, which is normal and it's okay. But a lot of what is happening for so many people, particularly with the amount of fluff that's out there and the overemphasis on complete bliss state instead of emotional mastery, instead of feeling all the emotions, we just want to go to that bliss state. So it leads to avoidance. Taking people to a place where they discover a kundalini awakening, but with zero capacity for what does that look like embodied over the next year. I think it's a topic that a lot of kundalini facilitators specifically are not ready to address because they go see their clients for a session once, send them on their way, don't see them again, and they don't get to see the absolute hell that unfolds afterwards. And it is hell. I've been through it myself and watched a number of other people go through it too.